Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome for honoring our invite.
Honorary.
Thank you guys. So the reason we're doing this is that there's so many people in the company, and lies go around. Hey, no, he had a 1400. No, don't think like this. I knew from school. What?
Yeah.
So the reason we do this interview so that people can tell their own stories instead of their stories being told by other people. So and it's nice to know the background of people, and we see on social media, we see on faces, we see on events, and we don't know who's that person. But it's okay. Like I must know if you're an OG, you're an OG. So I'll start with our states. Ladies first. We know Ndamu, it's fine. We're both of you now. So let's start with you, man. I'll start. So your background with cars. So when did you start loving cars? What was your first car experience? So all the way from when you were young, just tell us. Or is it because of Ndamu?
No. So I grew up with guys. I used to play with guys a lot. And we'd compete as to who knows what. So that's where it started, right? And then as I grew up, I loved photography.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I love cars. I love photography. Why don't I just do both? And that's how I got into cars and started going to events and all that.
Okay. Now your first experience with a car? First time driving? Where were you? What was happening? How did
First
you feel?
time driving?
Yeah.
My parents were teaching me how to drive. I learned how to drive with the 1 Series 120,
Okay.
the manual.
Okay.
And then I learned how to drive an automatic with the Jeep Cherokee. I think the 2003 one.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And did they just how was it? Was it like, okay, no, there's the 120, there's the keys.
I was the one forcing them.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to learn how to drive. And then they were like, okay.
Yeah.
And they started teaching me.
And were you scared the first
No.
Serious?
No.
Oh, now I was shaking.
No.
Yeah, man.
Now I was shaking.
I was not scared.
And there was this thing I used to, like my left foot used to shake. Yeah? This thing,
My mom's left foot used to shake also.
So it was not just me. This thing of my touch control. Because you're scared to roll, you're scared to jump forward.
And surprisingly, I wasn't scared.
Yeah.
Even getting on the steep and stuff, I wasn't scared at all. No.
Yeah. And what code did you end up doing then?
10. I know.
Is that the trucks?
Yeah, I know that people are gonna say no. No, I know how to drive. I can park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're never driven a truck, bro. Or not did you?
Can't do it, code you.
No,
Code 8.
Because I was like, when am I gonna drive a truck or a taxi or whatever? And people will be like, no,
but you'll never know
what job you get. I'm like, I know what you get.
No, but obviously
But
you're
you'll
not
never
gonna get
know.
I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. And so now when you you got into events, and then how did it end up getting into doing a channel, and did you have channels before this one?
So doing events, I used to go to launches a lot, and when you go to car launches, you need to be active on social media and also have a YouTube page. So I started doing it by myself. So you need to have those things, and yeah.
Yeah. And how was it when did you start? What was it called? Or you still have it? YouTube channel or Instagram?
It was called Faith Kate on Rides. Both Instagram, Faith Kate on Rides.
Okay.
It was both YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah. When did you start?
2018.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And you
when I started the channel.
Yeah.
2018.
And how did you find it? Because I find that it's actually hard. Like I also started when I got my 285, I started like car reviews and because I got into the BMW.
Yeah.
But like being consistent, it's
consistency, right?
You don't know what kind of content to mostly post?
Especially on YouTube, right?
Yeah, there's YouTube,
'Cause-
Instagram with reels,
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
Mm.
So how did you navigate around that? Because, hey,
Still getting there.
yeah,
Still getting there because it's still hard being consistent. I mean, you have other things to do,
yeah,
right?
and it
I
doesn't
feel-
make money.
It doesn't.
Especially at the beginning. I'm
But
still
we're
not
getting
making
there.
money. You know, I have a channel. I think must be like 10, at least 10 years old.
Yo.
A dance channel. A lot
Now
of
I'm
people
asking
don't know I have a
myself
dance
Karawa's
channel.
age.
A lot of people don't know I have a dance channel, guys. I still don't have a cent for that channel. And I have at least 50 videos on that channel. But I, slowly, like, shit, I stopped, like, posting dance videos and then I focus more on that side. But it's hard, man. It's hard. And
It
now
is.
it's the balance between like being authentic, like posting what you like, posting proper stuff, and then like trying to get views.
Yeah.
And then now you want to click weight. Now you want to say, hey, fastest 240.
Yeah,
So that
exactly,
people
yo.
can click. So what did you mostly focus on when you posting?
I won't talk about YouTube a lot because I was not really consistent with YouTube. But on Instagram, I just posted a lot of videos, just taking the content and yeah.
Yeah. And have you had your first car yet? What's your first car you have?
I drive a Clio, a Renault
Clio.
Clio. Yeah.
And how did you decide on
My parents got it for me when I was starting school, so it was for school
it? Yeah.
back in 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So I
did
still
you,
drive it.
and did you like it? Did you get into that? Because the Renault, I think they have their own scene, even though it's not as big. But did you just look at it as like a daily?
Yeah, as a daily.
I'll never do anything.
As a daily. But now I was telling Ndamu that I think I wanna turn it into a stance car. Have
Yeah.
it bagged.
You still have it. Huh?
I still have it, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
did you do rims? Did you do anything to it?
No, nothing.
And I
It's
think
a
she's
normal
stance
daily
person.
car.
Yeah.
I'm starting to be one.
No, you've been.
No,
You know when you go to runs, Karal.
You see where people are like.
No,
really
I get sent. Like, baby, that car's got bags. Please tell him to take it
To
up
take-
and down.
so I can see. It's actually satisfying, though.
I started liking that now because I never used to like that.
Yeah, you used to look at big cars and be like, okay.
Yeah. But I think it's the whole adjustable thing because back in the day, it's supposed to board cars and cut spring.
Yeah.
Now you see the adjustable, you're like, okay, it's a bit more practical.
Exactly.
I can get over humps.
Yeah.
I can go to cars. Okay, so you're gonna back that clear. Listen, my wife is driving a Mazda 2. Let's bag.
Let's bag.
You know, just get some rims. I've got some incentive insurance. I don't know how it's gonna get into that. Yeah, obviously my wife is not really
The car
a
person.
fan of modifying cars. She's not like that. But yeah, I think bagging is the thing. And then so Clio was your only car.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you like now? What are you into?
C63, the older version and the new version. C43. I'm a Mercedes fan. Yeah, I'm a Mercedes fan.
So that's what you're gonna end up getting into. And then what else do you think about that?
Oh, and the A45. I've always loved the older.
What else do you think?
I don't know.
You know BMW fans, no.
It's not supposed to.
No.
Oh, man.
You know them.
But you know, happy wife is a happy home. So
But look, I also like Mercedes. But there's just selected few that I like.
Yeah.
I like the A45. She likes the A45.
The old one as well. Not
The facelift of the old one.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
first
the
A45 with the
2016
facelift of
one.
it. Yeah, with the nice lights and then the nice bumper. I love the C43. C43 is
Oh, yeah,
a
you
great
do.
daily.
Yeah.
It's a really great car. And then I love the C63 coupe. But looks like Kate and coupes. She's there, but she's not there.
I'm no longer there. Yeah, no longer there.
Yeah,
That's
because
person
and I
Yeah.
don't like 4 doors. There's just too many.
Yeah, he doesn't.
now. Serious.
Yeah, there are too many.
That's what
You
he
know what?
said.
I won't lie. I was also the same. Until I saw the hips on the M3.
No. You know what a friend of mine calls the M3?
What?
He calls it Mercedes. You know what I
Because of
mean?
the car.
Yes, because of how an M3 looks.
Yo,
Like it just looks so
Yo.
nice. Yeah.
So literally, that's the only reason. Like the 4 doors couldn't make a difference to me. Like I just forget about
Mm.
it because of how the car.
But when you had the 235, you were always in your wife's Mazda.
It was money related, man. Because no, but it was I was using the Mazda as a day because it didn't make sense to use the 235.
Oh yeah, yeah.
End of the day. But now I don't have a choice because she's bringing kids and everything.
So you use the M3 daily.
Yeah, she's using the Mazda day.
Okay.
But if I was still, yeah, I'll still doing the Mazda. I mean,
Okay, when you daily the Mazda, what does she daily?
No, I used to because she got a license.
Oh, okay.
So she didn't have a license at the
Mm.
time. So it's becoming an interview about me now. But basically, but basically, yeah. So I had both cars, and then eventually when she had a license, then she took them.
Okay.
Yeah. So about you, how many cars have you had? So I only know the 240.
I think 4.
And the M3.
Them 4.
I mean, sorry.
I don't do 4 doors.
Sorry, man.
They're too many.
Sorry, the 240.
They're too many.
The 240 and them 4. So
when did you start? How did you start?
when I was in varsity.
Yeah.
Okay, first time in varsity, they took me. My parents took me to varsity, drove me to varsity. Then second year, I got an MK1,
Okay, nice.
a City Golf MK1 Chico. It was white. It still exists. It's a spent car now because of my brother. So it's there shipping the grounds, but since it got coilovers, I've never driven it. I'm really not a stance person.
Yeah.
I'm not there. I'm not a stance person. So my brother took that car. Okay, I would say he took it too far, because that car. I mean, stance people find it fun when your butt flaps are shooting the ground, and I'm not there.
And they get a high out of it.
They get a high out of it. Like those guys are happy. Yeah. But to me, I'm like, you know what? You are killing the car. Like I remember when I got the 240, I drove the 240. Then I gave my brother the Golf. When I gave it to him, the engine was done. Like I broke the engine, the piston came out of the head or whatever. Then he took it back to life. When he took it back to life, like he dropped the car, it looks very, very nice. It's a very nice stance car. But then I'm just not a stance person. I've never driven it since he took it. That was in 2020. I've never driven it again. So I see it parked at home, but I'm like, okay, even if I don't have a car, I'm not taking that car.
Yeah.
Because for me to sit in the car, I need to sit down. Like I don't get into the car straight. I need to go down. I'm like, no, this is just not me. But then I drove an MK1, and then after the MK1, I drove a Volvo.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, I had a Volvo S60.
This man had a Volvo.
No, Caesar knows it.
and the proper, like, it's like a principal car.
Yes,
Like,
you know that car that when you arrive, like everyone looks at it and says, yeah, he's married.
yeah.
You understand?
So which one was it? A sedan? Was it a wagon?
I had an S60 sedan.
Yeah.
Some 134 kilowatts car. But 134 kilowatts car back then when I was in university was a lot of kilowatts. I mean, that's like 8 to 10 years back.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, GTIs were slow, like scissors GTI. So it was a great car to own. But then the moment I started to change cars and then I went and bought the 240 because I wanted a 235 recently. I mean, not recently, but back when at the time when I got the 240, I wanted a 235. I get to the dealership, they tell me, Chief, 235, yes, it's good, but there's a 240. I'm like, okay, Sharp, give me that car.
Can I just say that you've never won a race against me in that 240?
I've never raised you. So when I had the 240, it was a really fun car to have. Because that's when I was introduced to racing and all those things. So it was a fun time to go through. I enjoyed the car, everything was sharp. Because I dailied the car. In 2 years and a half, I did like 118,000 Ks. Because I was driving it up and down, Limpopo, Joburg, Venda, everything.
You bought it new.
I bought it at 15,000 Ks. But that was almost new back then. which I got for a very reasonable price compared to how much a 240 costs now. But then for me, it was an amazing experience to own that car. Then after that, then I bought the M4. When I bought the M4, I never drove the 240, like I never went inside it. It was just parked at home. My brother was driving it around. I never ever touched that car because I was enjoying the M4. But then, yeah, those are the 4 cars that I owned. Yeah.
So, when you got into modding, did you do any modding for the Golf or the Volvo?
The Golf, I never touched it. The Volvo, I never touched it. Yeah, both of them were stock.
So, other than stunts, what else did they do to it now? Did they respray it?
We just dropped it, coilovers. We did a tint on it. I never liked tints back then, but I bought
Now you're the king of tints.
I bought my 240 5% tint. I mean, my tint was so dark I couldn't see anything. Like if I have to reverse into a garage, I had to open the windows. But it was annoying to me. But
It looks good.
at some instances, it looked good. I loved it at some instances. Yeah.
Because I know some people with these old cars, MK1s or whatever, they'll especially if it's a show car, they'll do interior, they'll do sound.
Okay, he did the sound system.
Yeah.
Like it's got some big sound system. I'm not a fan of putting a subwoofer in the boot, but
But you have to. What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna get the bass?
Karawai, are you gonna put a big speaker in the boot of an M3?
No. That's what I said.
Yeah, for a Golf,
Our cars, definitely.
for a Golf, I feel like if I had kept it, I would have done the same.
Okay. Yeah.
Because look, a city Golf is nice when you just drop it, put sound system, put it under covers, you just take it when you're going to events. It's a great car for that. That's what my brother used to do to the car, and he still does it even now. But yeah, that's just all about it.
And with the Volvo, then what is the story behind it? Because I mean, wow, also get a Volvo, when it's minding his own business.
How old was I?
Buy it. What happened?
I think I was 20.
And
I didn't buy it. So my dad bought the car. So when my dad bought the car, my dad is a backy person. Then he parked the Volvo in the garage. So my mom started putting things, these people of ours, they put things in the garage. So it started being around the whole car. My dad never drove it. The tires went flat. So one time when I was at home, I'm like, I would love to have this car. Then I had to come up with an excuse. Like it was a story that I don't think anyone knows about it. I was supposed to go for an interview, but then I had to move the time and date closer. I had to say the interview is tomorrow. I got called today. How do I get to Joburg? It was 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Then my dad said, no, let's pump the tires. And that's what I wanted. That's where I wanted it. Then we pumped the tires. Then I took the Volvo and came back to Joburg with it. And that's how it became mine. Then I started driving but I'm not going into a dealership and pointing at the Volvo and say I want it. There's just only one Volvo that I've been interested in. And okay, I never got it, but I would have gotten it. Which was the Polestar. The one that only came in blue. I'm sure Lucky knows it. It only came in. And that car during those days it was 4-wheel drive. And Volvo has a target to say they want only 2-liter engines. That was the car that was out of the 2-liter engines. And it was a 4-wheel drive. I went to see it. There was one, the guy bought it, spent 4 to 6 months, parked in the dealership. He never collected it, he paid for it cash. I went to see that car. I'm like, one day when I work, I'm going to buy this car. Because I had a Volvo. But then, as time went on, I realized, no, the Volvo is not for me.
And that blue is nice.
That blue is nice. That car is nice. Yes. It was quite an interesting time to own the Volvo. It was decently fast.
Yeah. How much power do those ones? No, not the one you said. The one you had was 134.
134 kilowatts.
Yeah,
I had an S60. Polestar is 225. It's not 225. The S60.
The S60.
Yeah, the S60 is 225 kilowatts.
Proper.
It is proper. Remember, 225 kilowatts was a lot. That's like Caesar's 135.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
By the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just about it.
Yeah, I know, bro. Okay, and then now with the 240, so you said you wanted a 235. And funny, when I got the 235, I wanted a 240.
Yeah.
But now the price difference, I was just like, I'll just.
I-
I ended up getting the 235. How much was it? I can't remember now. I think it was like 420. Around
If I tell you how
420K.
much I got my 240 for, you won't believe it.
Yeah.
240 is now like how much? 800,000?
Yeah.
I got my 240 for 584 with 15,000 Ks on the clock.
Yeah.
So it was a steal. But the thing is, I had two quotations. I had a 340 and a 240 quotation. I looked at the 3 Series. There's no way I'm getting there's no way I'm getting that car. I mean, a 3 Series just screams, you know what? I'm fine.
done.
I'm going to church on
settling
Sunday.
down.
Yeah, you understand. So I didn't want that kind of a car.
Yeah.
Then I got the 240. It was a really fun car.
The 340 58 is all about the
The B58, yeah.
F-Series.
Mm.
The reason I like that car is because it's value for money.
340 is really value for money.
They're quite cheap, so.
And what I wanted from the car was I wanted red interior. So my 240 had red interior. Like it was almost a fully spec car, but it wasn't. But it had everything that I wanted in the car. Yeah.
And then did you immediately get into the racing scene, the groups? How did that get?
Our current
come
group,
about?
the
Yeah.
3540.
Yeah.
I think now it's got 250 to 300 members. Yeah, maybe 400. I went in that group when there was only 5 people. That was when I got the 240.
After you got the car.
That's after I got
How
the
did it
240.
start? Because I don't think I've asked any of the guys.
It was
about
Mulo,
how the-
Ndamu.
Yeah.
He started the group. He sent me a private message. Hey, we've got this thing that we are starting. Would you like to be part of it? I'm like, yeah, no problem. You can add me. Then that's how everything went on. Then whoever has the car, when you see them, when you meet them in public, hey, bro, you've got a very beautiful car. Would you like to join the community? Then that's how it went.
And how did Mulo find you? Was it on social media? Or?
I really don't remember how I met Mulo.
Yeah.
I don't. Like, I really don't.
And the first event
First event.
that you guys did. And where did you guys start racing? Because when I met the group, it was still SL.
Yeah, we used to go to SN.
Yeah.
We used to go to secret location, then we raced there. That was where we used to go to in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think that was the first run also when they. I really don't remember.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to
It
lie.
wasn't too long
I don't remember. That was too long ago because that was 2019. Yeah. That's like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then tell us about the modding. With the 240. Did you want to mod at first, or people just beat you and you're like, this is not nice?
What happened to the 240 was I could hear all other cars sound different from mine. So, okay, my car is too quiet.
Oh, what did it come with MPE? What?
It didn't. I never had MPE. I went down pipes. Then when I bought down pipes at a run. Now you're actually reminding me. I bought down pipes at a run. We went to a run. We ran up until, is it the engine or total? The one on the N1? In Midrand here.
Yeah, the big bed.
Yes. We went there. This other guy opened his boot. I saw down pipes in the boot. I asked him, and then he's like, no, this is why my car sounds like this. Is because of these things. You won't believe it. I walked to the ATM. I asked him how much are these things. He told me the price. I went to the ATM same time, withdrew money, gave it to him, and took the down pipes and put in my car. That was how I got down pipes.
And at that time, you didn't know anything about
I didn't care because I told myself when it goes in for service, I'll remove them. Then I used to do that myself. I used to remove down pipes myself. So I fitted the down pipes. Oh, the sound was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is where life
Down
is.
pipes are one thing you'll never.
They are one thing you'll never go wrong with.
True.
So I did down pipes. Then at a later stage, I got mid pipes on the car. I had boot mode on the car. But the unfortunate part was I ended up with a cancelled motor plan because of my exhaust system. Because I had motor plan in the beginning, everything was fine. I could go around it, remove down pipes. But they only caught me at like 98,000 Ks.
Oh, when you had midwife already.
Well, I had midpipe already. Then they voided my motor plan.
And what good times did you have with the 240? The races you remember, the events you remember,
The cars you beat.
the cars you beaten, people that you sent home crying.
First day I got my 240. Here's an interesting story. I got it, I was writing my last exam. I remember that day in university.
Yeah.
Then I collected the 240 in the afternoon. The exam was at 5 in the evening. I failed that exam because I remember I was wearing a BMW cap and the 240 keys were on the table. I was writing my exam. I looked at those keys. I looked at the exam paper. I'm like, you know what? I'll pass the sub. Let me write for 50%, and then if I get anything below, I'll qualify for the sub. Wrote, ended in the paper. I was the last one to go into the exam room. I was the first one to exit. Gave them their paper. I left, went to the car. I was just enjoying driving the car because I was like, you know what? I've arrived on what I've always wanted.
Yeah.
Then that was it, man. Like fun time. That was the fun. It was the fun time for my life. And then times when we had to go to runs, it was also very interesting because in this car scene you get to meet really interesting people. Like then you get to understand that, you know what, this thing is actually a family. Just it's more than a car group. Then like that, it was really fun times for me. First day I got home at 4 a.m. in the morning because I drove it the whole night on that full tank that they give you for free. Then the following morning I had to drive back to Venda.
Yeah.
Raised the C63 on the highway. I was faster. I was so happy. Like I'm like, I bought the right car.
Yeah.
Then I get home.
And you feel like you're the fastest thing.
You feel like you're the fastest thing on the road. Maybe that C63 left me
Yeah.
because it's a 240. It's stock. It's got nothing. We could have done better. But then the moral of the story was that I really enjoyed the car. Like I had good moments with it. I had bad moments with it. I learned to spin with that car. Like everything was just fine with me and that car. Yeah.
And then now letting it go.
I think it was a very big mistake because I had the car. I collected the M4 in November in 2021. Drove it the whole November, the whole December. In January, I had not driven the 240 after I got the M4. I was like, I'm not using the car anymore. Let me sell it. I sold the car. But a few months down the line, I realized the M4 is not really a practical car to drive on a daily. Then I started regretting why did I let the car go and all that. But then it was a very painful experience. But well, I guess we gotta go through such things. But I think I would get it again. Yeah.
M Lights have that thing about.
They have that thing. Those are great cars.
You have attachment. You got attachment
Exactly.
with, crazy.
Even that's why a friend of mine says he can't sell his 135 because slow as it is, he
4
can't.
months. 4 months.
Slow as it is, he can't sell it.
I won't tell you even after that.
He won't.
No, I won't. 4 months when it's selling.
Yeah, but no, you can. It is what it is.
So yeah, that was the story on the 240.
Yeah.
And you do miss it, hey?
I miss that car. She
He really
knows.
misses it.
Like if I hear B58, even when I'm sleeping, I run out.
Ish, man.
Yo! I catch a smoke.
And then tell me quickly, then about you guys now as a couple. When did you meet? How did you meet? If you want to divulge all the details. Who went down on the knee? Who was romantic? Who was trying to run away?
It has,
Ndamu sending your proposal soon.
Hey,
it has to
we'll
always,
have another interview about the
it has to always be me that was romantic.
No, let me tell the story.
No, let him tell the story.
Okay,
I
I'm
want
fine.
I want to hear his version. You can tell the story. Let's hear your version.
So yeah, we met. Yeah, we met. But
No.
then
It sounds like lies are
no, we actually started talking on social media.
Yeah.
And then when we spoke on social media, I'm like, because when I started talking to her on social media, I went through her Instagram page. So it was interesting for me to say, I've just met a car person. This is very rare to find. And okay, imagine if you were to have this person as your person, get married to this person one day, this would be a very amazing experience. Because I don't have to answer to someone when I spin a car and say, my tires are finished. How do you answer for that? Then I don't have to answer for it. When I say I want to spin, she says, no,
Let's go.
let me get off the car and take you a video.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I want to do this. Oh, okay, I'll take the video. Okay, do you want to spin? She spins, I take the video. So that was a very interesting experience for me. So, yeah, actually, cars got us together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you met, because you started with social media, then I keep up stand up.
In my whole life.
When you ended up.
I'm not gonna lie to you. In my whole life, I've never given a lady to drive my car.
Yeah.
I've never, since I started driving performance cars. But the day I met her, first day I met her, I gave her the M4. Like,
I literally asked him, can I
asked me,
drive it?
"Can I
And
drive?"
he was like, yes. I was like,
I'm like, yeah,
Really?
you can drive. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes. Then when we headed up, we met at the Mug and Bean in
for
something.
breakfast
4
in the
ways or
morning.
something for breakfast. But it was more like we were supposed to go for a run that morning.
Oh, yes. I
Then,
invited you to the
yeah,
run.
she invited me to a run. It was raining.
Mm.
Then she initiated a breakfast. Then I said, oh, okay, we can go have breakfast. So she chose where we should meet. Then when we went there, we met there, we had breakfast. When we were leaving, she says, can I drive your car? I'm like, yeah, you can. I've never done that in my life.
Very short.
It was raining.
That info.
So then, when we got to the car, you know what she did? She walked to the passenger side.
Because I didn't believe it.
I'm
I
like,
didn't
but
believe
I
him at
said
all.
you can drive. She's like, oh, you were serious? I'm like, yeah, I was serious. Then she came to the driver's side, she drove the car. Even though it was raining, it was quite impressive the way she drove the car. That's when I knew, you know what, this one is mine. We're here now. So, yeah.
No, that's nice.
Yeah.
And then after that, okay, then how did you guys then decide that you're gonna make content together, start a channel?
So because we both love cars, I think at first I needed you to help me, like get people to interview, and review cars. And then I was like, no, actually, let's do this together. So we started Coupla reviews, and that's how it
She's
started.
an initiator. Eh?
Yeah.
I got myself an initiator.
Yeah, no, because right now you will think about ideas. And
Exactly.
5 years later, like, oh, yeah, I want it.
So yeah, when she thinks about something now, she wants it done now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then how many? I must actually just go through your channel again, but I've seen 1 or 2 reviews. I've seen the M4 CS was one of my favorites because there's a lot of speaking there as well. No, but it was proper. I think, and it's also it's a bit difficult to make content. You know, I mean, look at these things I got a couple of years ago for sound. I got this one, which is a wireless one.
Yeah.
But you guys were, and I'm still using my phone. But you know, when you look at other channels, you're like, yo, I wonder what camera they're using. Why is this so clear? Why do I have the latest Samsung, but it's not such good quality? But in terms of how do you guys want to grow? That do you want to grow the channel and end up getting equipment and getting people and all of
Yes,
that?
definitely.
Or to monetize, or is it just a hobby? How do you see it?
Look, I feel like on my side I was lucky because she's into media.
Yeah.
Those are the stuff that she studied.
Yeah.
So she knows what we need and all that. So whenever we need something, we get the thing that's gonna help us for us to get the good content that we need. But on the other hand, I can only say, okay, I knew nothing about media. But now I know how to take a picture, I know how to take it clearly, I know how to take it in a good way.
Editing.
So with all her help, then I can edit here and there and all that. But she tells me, like, she's brutally honest. Or she'll tell me, this picture is not nice. This picture is nice, thank you for this one. You understand, such things,
But are you going to be looking to actually grow the channel and have a lot of views and monetize it eventually.
That's what we're
Because
looking.
it takes a lot of work, but
And
I'm
consistency.
yeah, consistency as well. Like with us, our last interview was almost a month ago, and we have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
That's exactly what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
That we need to start being consistent. Look, there is content everywhere. You just
All
need
the
to
time.
notice it and take advantage.
Make time for it.
No, I'm looking forward to seeing your channel grow, guys. Thank you so much again for coming through.
Thank you
Thank
for
you very
inviting
much
us.
also.
Thank you. And hopefully I'm on your channel one day.
Definitely.
No, you'll definitely be there.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank
Sharp.
you.
Hey, we're done. Hey!
We didn't even get background pictures, videos. Just one of the guys standing there, just like a
picture of
video.
us sitting.
A video.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, when you're also sitting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Can
take
you
you.
please ask? Oh yeah.
I wanna
Can you please ask one of the guys?
Oh, this is Ndu.
Hey, stand up.
He's been calling me out this week.
Okay.
Today is the day. Today is the day, my friend.
I know you never get my
Everyone, I'm handing out banners for free. RS3, 340, everything. M3, everything. I'm giving banners for free. Leave me alone, man.
And I'm always smiling.